What's up, everybody? It's Lavar Arrington here. Happy holidays to each and every last one of you guys. The new year is on the horizon, and we have some of the biggest games in football about to take place. My first game, of course, we're coming back home. We're bringing it back to my wheelhouse, the Washington Redskins, in a must-win game against, yes, you guessed it, their arch nemesis. The rivalry is rekindled against the Dallas Cowboys. It's here at FedEx Field. This is going to be a big game, a lot of implications. Whoever wins gets it all. They win the division crown for the NFC East, and they get a home field game for the playoffs. Talk about a changing of fortunes, starting at 3-6 and now staring 10-6 in the face. What an awesome job that has taken place with this Washington Redskins team. They have to win this game, however, and it's going to be a tough one. You got Tony Romo, who's able to throw the ball very well, ranking, I do believe, in the top 5 and passing offenses in the National Football League. Dez Bryant is playing lights out football. He's playing like the guy that people thought that the Dallas Cowboys were drafting. But the defense is a tad bit suspect in my opinion. And although I look at this offense, Witten and Austin and Dez Bryant to be great targets for Romo as they have been, and obviously the addition of DeMarco Murray this time around against the Redskins gives them a much needed running attack as well. I still believe that the combination of having a receiving core with Pierre Garçon, the reemergence of Santana Moss, the flying under the radar of Josh Morgan and Leonard Hankerson is understated. Believe me, these guys are playing some really good ball. RG3 will be much more healthier going into this game, as it'll be 3 weeks out from that knee injury, spraining the ligament. I look for the defense to be able to bend and not break, make a couple plays. Romo will turn the ball over. So I'm looking for this to be a very tight game. But in the end, I do believe that the Washington Redskins complete their run of the table to take the division crown, oh my gosh, and have a home field advantage, for a home game, we should say, for the first round of the playoffs. I'm taking the Washington Redskins in this one. My next game is going to be the Chicago Bears traveling to the Detroit Lions. Why is this such a big one? Because playoff implications are involved in this game. The Bears win, they're in. The Bears lose, along with a Minnesota loss, then the Washington Redskins, which of course I keep close attention to, receive a wild card berth, whether they win or lose on Sunday night. So this is a big game. Brian Urlacher isn't in the lineup. You have a team that's kind of wounded. The offensive line doesn't do what they need to do, but you have a great player, a great receiver in Brandon Marshall. He makes things happen. Look for the Matt Forte injury. If his ankle doesn't hold up, he may or may not play. I'm not sure. This is a big game for them. They need him in the game. If he's out of the game with this offensive line, you'd have to assume that Jay Cutler will be under duress for this game. Adama Sue, all those defensive front guys will be pushing that pocket and forcing Jay Cutler into situations that he may be uncomfortable with. Not to mention that they're flying high, even with a loss, they're flying high off of the recently acquired record that, yes, Calvin Megatron Johnson had, breaking Jerry Rice's single season yardage record. A big feat by many stretches of the imagination. Look for these guys to come out confident. They're at home. It's a big game. They can play a spoiler to this team, the Chicago Bears. I think this is going to be a close one. I tend to lean a little bit towards the streaky, inconsistent Detroit Lions to find a way to pull this upset. Don't ask me why. It's a gut feeling, but based off of who's going to be out there, I know Julius Peppers and those guys bring the heat. This defense, Tillman and all those guys do an excellent job, but I don't know, Briggs without Urlacher, those guys without Urlacher, I just think it's a different team without that guy on the field, and I just don't know that they go into Detroit in a divisional game and win this game. I'm looking for Detroit to pull the upset in this one. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. Make sure You get online, PickFactor.com. We're bidding on items for Hurricane Sandy victims. Proceeds will go to benefit those affected by that tragic storm that took place. There's signed balls by the Washington Redskins, the Denver Broncos, you name it. There are different memorabilia, pieces of memorabilia that have been signed to be for auction. Even if you don't like the team that much, like the cause, get on PickFactor.com. Bid on an item, do it today, do it now, feel good about it, give the memorabilia to somebody who really enjoys it. But your donation is what really matters. I'm Lavar Arrington. Make sure you go on to PickFactor.com every week. Make sure everything you need, your picks and looking at the experts and all that stuff right there, right where you need it, at PickFactor.com. Happy holidays, Happy New Year to you.